Hello guys, good morning, good evening. Welcome to Selenium with Java, January 2024 batch online training session 1. So, based on the syllabus you already gone through, so here you can learn, right, different topics from Selenium WebDriver, Java, then TestNG, then data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, and hybrid framework, along with BDD framework as well. So slowly we'll go right from simple to complex. So first I will start with A, B, C, D, just kind of alphabet, right? Once you are able to understand A, B, C, D concept, then slowly you will able to, right, create a sentence like I am joining the Selenium training. After that, once you are confident on the sentences, then slowly you will able to create a page or book like that. So that is the way I'll be covering. So just next 2 month time, like invest thoroughly to join all the classes in case you are having any problem, right? So no need to worry. So class will be recorded, you can go through the recording, and all the documentation will be provided, all the sample code will be provided, go through them, and next session like raise all the query. So next session onward, like first 5-10 minutes time I will take for any I mean I will just spend for answering any kind of query you are having. And after that, right, and again once the session is over for that particular day, again after like we can discuss 10-15 more minutes time, right, to go through all your query. So no need to worry, whatever query, whatever challenges you'll be facing, we'll try to sort it out. So main objective of the training is that, right, without having any knowledge on the automation, Selenium WebDriver and Java, in case you are follow my training 2 month time, and in case after that, in case you are practicing it for next 1 or 2 months, so 3 to 4 month time you need to give honestly, so that after 4 month time you will be confident enough on Selenium WebDriver, Java and other framework, and after 4 month without any prior knowledge you can develop basic sample framework by your own without any help or support from anyone. So that is the main objective of the training. And in case you are really new to the testing domain, you do not have basic knowledge on the testing, functional testing or the manual testing, sometime we can say. So I can provide some information we can go through, right? And you can definitely get some basic understanding of software testing and the software testing life cycle. So today I'll cover what is the objective of the training, what are the topics will be covered, and what are the additional benefits you'll be getting from the training, and software testing introduction and principle. Why automation testing and what is automation testing? Automation testing coverage along with key consideration, life cycle of the automation testing, and what is Selenium WebDriver all about? What is the advantages, disadvantages, and the type of Selenium component or the component of Selenium? Then the basic configuration, right, to run your fast code, right? What are the required things? What are the preconditions required? Just like starting with your browser, your driver, Eclipse, Java, all other stuff, and Selenium definitely WebDriver package or jar file. Then you can able to create your fast test cases with Chrome or Gecko diver. Today I'll cover with the Gecko diver, which is the Firefox browser, and tomorrow I'll cover with the Chrome. And then what are the web element and element locators, and what are the different operation you can able to perform on web pages, browser, web edit boxes, and the link. So that are the different topics will be covered today. So are you able to hear me properly and you are able to see my screen, guys? Any no issue, right, as of now? And are you able to kind of grab it properly? I'm going too fast. Okay, those part we'll discuss it, because just we are trying to create sorry, we are trying with the right. We'll try to first see that ABCD part. Slowly you will be learning all this concept. No worry. Okay. Any other questions? We will discuss it offline as well. Okay. So just try to focus on right now, based on the topics it will be covered for the day. Okay. So objective of the training I told, right, without any proper knowledge in the automation testing, you can able to expertise yourself, right, in the automation testing means Selenium WebDriver with Java and other framework. What are the trainings topics to be covered and what are the additional benefit from the training will be getting it? So you already seen my syllabus. So okay, so it will be total 12 live session will be there where I'll be covering, right, Selenium WebDriver functionality, basic to advanced part, then basic to advanced Java, right, and also covered the important topics from the advanced Java like the ops concept, then the collection framework, multi-threading, then I will cover the thorough TestNG journey, then I will cover the framework like what is the concept of the framework, how you can read and write the data through Excel sheet, what is data driven framework, what is keyword driven framework, what is hybrid framework. Then you will also get the complete journey of the BDD framework, which is the behavior and development with Cucumber. And what are the additional benefit you'll be getting? So apart from these courses is over, right, I will, right, for every topics, every session you will be getting the recorded video, you'll be getting the PDF version whatever I am sharing here, you'll be getting the sample code, and apart from that, right, you'll be getting the videos which already recorded one for Git, GitHub and Jenkins, and couple of documentation from this area, and close to 1000, right, interview question and answer which will help you after getting the confidence, right, to go for a new opportunity. So that is the different stuff, right, I'll be providing it throughout the journey of this particular batch. Okay, we'll go to the next topics because those topics are from the functional testing aspect. So once this is covered, I will take a pause and I will go for any questions. Yes, already started. Yes. Hmm. Already started. So you could see here it is started, right, recording. So that will be uploaded in my YouTube channel, okay, with sometime private mode so that you can, once you have the link, you can go through it. Okay, so I'll go as per the topics. In case you are having any suggestions or any, right, modifications required, right, let me know. Practice it. Just need to invest the time for next 3 to 4 months. So definitely you'll be getting good confidence on the automation testing with Selenium and Java. So in the initial journey, some maybe few of us, you right, may not be familiar what is information technology. So information technology means like there will be primarily software component of that, right, part whatever you are developing, testing or doing the maintenance. So in the IT industry, the information technology industry, there will be couple of teams will be there. One team will be development team who will be developing the right product or designing the product based on the requirement. And one team will be there to finalize the requirement. That is called sometimes called business analyst or BA. Or in that business analyst, there will be some expert, SMEs, right? Subject matter expert. They can be technical expert, they can be domain expert, right? Or they can be anyway, right? Or the product expert like that. Then there will be team called testing team whose primary responsibility to test the product to certify that it is working based on the requirement. Then there might be a team called support team. Once your product is live, right, you need to maintain it, right? Otherwise, some problem might come and product can get crashed. But you need to avoid them, right? You need to give the real-time support. So there will be support team. There might be network team, right, to have all the network things settled down, right? Any kind of hardware software issue, there might be a team, right, for your laptop and other stuff, right, all this stuff. And there might be a leader, there will be another team called management and leadership team. Okay, so the primary objective of the management leadership team to, right, to guide the team, right, to help them for any kind of issue, right, and to certify that your everything is going smooth, right, to give the proper confidence to the customer, to discuss with the customer, to finalize the thing, right, to sort out in case any kind of critical issue or the problem, or in case of any milestone, right, they're not able to meet. So that is the main responsibility of the management and the leadership team. Okay. So 20 years back, I think in the like the software testing started in maybe in the 90s, right? That time. So 20 years back, 20, 25 years back, there was no concept of software testing or software testing team independently. That time, what happened, right? One team was there who used to do all the kind of requirement development, and then the testing. But after that, like there is a separate team came into the market, right, called testing, whose primary objective is to test, to certify the product that is working on it or not. Okay. So software testing, what is software testing? So development will be developing their product, but they do not have much knowledge, right? They will not test the product like each and every objective, right, end to end perspective or the boundary value perspective or other stuff. So there might be something missing, and in case that product go to the deployment or the real time environment, there might be more and more issue come. Okay, so more and more issue or the defect, I will explain what is defect also. So means coming in the later phase of time means it will increase the project overhead cost. So that is the reason, right, as part of the project management or the project life cycle, right, to reduce the issue or reduce the defect, and in case something is coming, let them fix at the earliest stage of the project. So that is the way, right, overall cost of the project, overall problem of the project can be nullified or can be reduced. So software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what is expected to do. What is expected to do means based on the requirement. Sometime, right, your kind of company can involve in the requirement finalization, but most of the time your customer or the client, right, they will finalize the requirement, and same requirement will hand it over to the development and the testing team, and development team will try to develop based on their understanding, and testing team will try to create the test case or the test scenario based on the understanding. Once the product development completed, that particular thing will be handed over to the testing team or the QA team, sometimes called quality assurance team, and then they will execute their test cases, right, either manually or automation way or through automatic tool, right, and they will certify that they those are working as per the expectation, and in case any deviation is there, right, first they will confirm, validate it, and they will log the defect as a defect. Defect is nothing but the mismatch or the fallacy in the system. So it involves execution of software or system component using manual or automated tool to evaluate one or more properties of interest. The purpose of software testing is to identify the error, gaps, or missing requirement in respect to the actual requirement. So your requirement will be your baseline for any team. And whatever you are doing, whatever difference is coming, you need to validate with your baseline requirement. Okay. So the benefit of testing includes preventing bug at the early stage, reducing the overall development cost, improving overall project performance, and avoid any real-time production issue. So in case I want to, right, talk about the basic few important testing concept, so I can say that unit testing, then functional testing, integration, regression, performance, stress, usability, and acceptance testing. So testing will start from the component wise. So development team, after developing the product, they will do their testing, which is called unit testing, which is the isolated module wise. And they will they will find out any kind of fault is there or not. And in case something is coming, they will fix as part of their unit testing. After that, right, that code will be deployed in some testing environment. Okay, there might be couple of environment. One is called development environment. One is called testing environment. A testing environment, there might be couple of environment. One is for system testing, and one is for system integration testing. One might be for end-to-end testing. One might be for the user acceptance testing or the UAT, and one is the production. So that is the way there might be different testing environment as well, where, right, all the stakeholders need to perform the testing. So once unit testing is completed and development team is upgrading their code to the testing environment, so testing team will do the functional testing, checking that, right, they are working based on the functional requirement or not. In case any deviation, that will log as a defect. After that, they will do the integration testing, means all the components will be integrated, and then the testing will happen to ensure that, right, integration properly working. And then every phases that there will be couple of defect will be coming, and couple of deployment will be happening, couple of releases will be coming, and in case something is fixing also, right, your testing completed, but you need to make sure that your existing functionality does not broken. So that is the reason you need to do the regression testing. After that, you need to go for some non-functional testing called right, NFT or non-functional testing, where you need to check the load, trace, the performance, and the security part also. So those will be covered as part of the NFT or non-functional testing, where you can do the performance testing, test testing, and usability testing. And so once everything is completed, then end user will certify the product, that product is working as per their requirement or not. So that is called acceptance testing. There will be two kind of testing in the acceptance. One is the alpha testing and the beta testing. Alpha testing will be done right at the developer or the testing environment or the site, and beta testing will be done by the customer at the customer end. After everything nullified and there is no critical or major issue or defect is there, then the code will be deployed to the production. And after that, right, there might be some changes, so the production support team will be there to handle all this kind of issue. Okay, so here just I want to give couple of picture. So I already told lot of things, but like development also, there will be some life cycle called SDLC, which is nothing but the software development life cycle. So what it will contain? Different phases. First, that requirement, right, the planning of the development, the requirement will come, finalization, then they will develop, then the testing will happen, then that it will go to the production environment, and then support will be there. So that is the different phases of like of the SDLC life cycle or software development life cycle. Similarly, it will come to the testing, so it will be software testing life cycle, STLC. So first again it will be requirement, then the proper planning, strategizing, all this stuff. Then based on the requirement, first we'll be creating the test scenario, and then you can convert the test scenario to create multiple test cases, right? Then you will create the requirement testability matrix or RTM. After that, you go to the execution phase, test execution, where first you will do the environment setup. After that, you will do some sort of sanity testing to check that basic like life cycle validation is working or not. Then you will go different variety of the testing, system testing, integration testing, like end-to-end testing, all this stuff. After that, you will create the test report, right? That like whatever covered, all this stuff, you will create the different metrics. Then you will go for the test closure. You can create the test summary as well. The next part is defect life cycle. Means whenever you are finding any fallacy, right, you need to like log as a defect. There might be different tool like defect management tool. It can be ALM, right? Jira, Azure, Rally, all this. There are so many tools available in the market. Some of are free, some of are license based. So first you need to create a defect in case you are not able to map with the proper like is the expected one. Means the requirement is not matching, you need to log as a defect. It will be new. After that it will be assigned to the developer. Developer will analyze and they will fix it, and again it will come to the QA, right, or the testing team, and testing team will retest it and then it will be closed. But in case sometimes developer is find that defect is not valid, they will simply reject it. So that is called rejected defect. And in case you are retesting the defect and after that you find that is not working, so again it will reopen and you will assign to the developer. So that is the way, right, the bug or defect life cycle like will be there, right? So where like development, testing, and other like stakeholder will be there. Okay, there might be daily calls, weekly call for the all the defectized call might be there. There is another concept called whenever you are working for a project, there might be some methodology, right? So what is the methodology? How you want to complete your project work, right? So previously, like few years back, it was only couple of methodology available called waterfall methodology. Waterfall methodology, what is the waterfall methodology? Means your development work will complete fast. After that, it will be handed over to the testing team, then testing will happen. But it has been noted that in the waterfall methodology, most of the project, right, at least more than 30% project got unsuccessful. Why? Because development team used to take a lot of time, sometimes they delay the thing and it will affect the testing team, like product quality is not up to the date due because of the long, right, tenure, all this stuff, and it is like sometime it was a big failure. So that is the reason there are now methodology got changed called agile, right, where instead of right taking 1 year time to develop, like 6 month time to testing, like they will divide the life cycle 1 or 2 year to different sprint. One sprint can have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like that. And every sprint, right, they want to go some like real time deployment, means real time development, real time testing, and real time project finalization, right? Real-time particle finalization, part finalization. So that is the way, right? Every month you'll be able to get some real benefit, right? What you are doing, what are the things completing all this stuff. Sometimes free project also like works in both mix and match waterfall agile methodology as well. So that are the different concept, right? You need to understand, right, before going to any kind of testing. It does not matter whether it is a automation testing, whether it's a performance testing, whether it's a API testing, or it's a functional testing. Then error, fault, and failure. So just I want to give a simple example, right? You are a person, okay? So you know your capacity, right? Maybe you can eat 500 grams product all over in a dinner or your lunch. But you go for marriage ceremony or some like maybe birth day ceremony, like all this stuff, and you have eaten, right, maybe 2 kilos of all this stuff. So what will happen? It will create problem. You can have a pain in your right, maybe liver pain, stomach upset, all this stuff might be happen. So because of, right, you did not do the right thing properly, like there might be an error, right? Means you're having some problem in your body. That is called error. So human action which that produces an incorrect result means development team is not doing the development properly. There are a lot of reasons. So that is called error. So you are having some problem in your stomach, right, or your other organ, right? So error is there. Okay. So what you need to do? You need to take some medicine, or you need to go to consult to doctor. You need to go for some test, and then you need to, right, go for the like for the remediation. Okay. So that way your error might be fixed immediately, or maybe some long time is required, might be few of the cases. Okay. But in case you are not doing all this stuff, then what will happen? It will create the fault, means, right, all this stuff will happen. It can also severe condition also. And after that, in case still you are not doing, then it can have more life threatening also, right? So that is called failure or permanent damage or crashing of the system. So error might be there, right? But you need to fix them early so that you can avoid the fault. And in case you are avoiding the fault, there is a very less chances of the failure. So fault is the manifestation of an error in software or in implementation. And failure means in case you are still not handling the fault, it will create the failure. Okay. So any human being can do any kind of mistake or error which produces a defect or fault in the code or in the application of software in the product. But if a defect in a code is executed, then system will fail to do what it do and causing a failure or complete crash. So how error will occur in the system? Suppose say whoever is doing the development or whoever is creating the requirement, they do not have the proper time. So they might require 3 month time, 4 month time, but they are given only 1 or 2 month time. There's a time crunch. And we are all human being, we can do some mistake definitely. Even robot also can do mistake. There's a miscommunication. A requirement is not up to the mark, right? We are working under the tight pressure, right? Budget constraint, right? There should be like 5 requirement, but due to the budget, only there are 2 resources are working. Right? There are a couple of parallel priority work is there, so that is the way resources are not able to concentrate on different stuff. Sometimes technology is complex because nowadays every day, every week, you are able to get something is coming new. Today, whatever is relevant tomorrow might can be obsolete, but you no need to worry. Nothing is like rocket. Nothing is kind of very new thing is coming. Something is like mix and match of something. So in case you are, right, really good about something, you can definitely, right, learn the thing, and you can definitely good about the other part also. Okay. And environment condition, right, environmental issue, all this stuff. So because of that, error can occur in the system. So there are seven important or key software testing principles, like you need to know. All the tests should meet the customer requirement, or testing should be done based on the requirement. Software testing should be performed by an independent team. Initially it was done by the development only. That is the reason, right, it was not up to the mark. But nowadays we are doing the testing with different mindset, and definitely quality already improved, and we are getting very less defect in the real time environment. Sometimes exhaustive testing might not be possible, means due to the limitation, due to the all the stuff, right, we are not getting adequate time, resources, so that we'll go for the risk-based testing approach. We'll prioritize the test cases based on the criticality and severity, and then we'll go for the execution, the critical item. All the tests to be conducted should be planned before implementing it. In case your implementation is happening, right, there is no point of doing any testing. So before, right, going from product going to the production, you need to do all kind of testing. It follows Pareto principle, 80-20 principle. So in that is the reason experienced people are required, so they know, right, which functionality can affect the system mostly. And as generic rule, 80% defect used to come from the 20% of the code area. So those 20% area you need to give more and more focus, so that maximum defect you can encounter at the earlier stage and you can fix them, right, so that you can reduce the defect in the real time environment. Start testing with small part and then go for the integrated and end-to-end part. Early testing saves time and money definitely, because as early as possible you are able to, right, identify the defect. It will definitely save the overall cost of the project, and definitely budget can be restricted. I will take a pause, guys. Any questions so far? Mhm. Yeah, so quality assurance is kind of right. You are doing the testing, okay. Uh, Now it is not only the testing. Okay, testing means you are doing the testing of automation testing, right? The API testing, and then along with the DevOps part also. But quality control, right? The objective is not only the testing part, okay, but they will focus on fulfilling the quality request, okay. So QA main focus will be preventing the defect, okay, means, and QC focus will be the identifying the defect. So that is the primary differences. Though few people say that those are pretty much similar, but there might be couple of differences as well. Okay. So I will explain little bit also. So so quality assurance is a preventive technique, and in case I want to talk about the QC or the quality control, it is a corrective technique. Okay, it is not about that identifying the defect. Also, it will go to the inner depth, right, and it will let them know, right, that these are the problem might be coming. You can do the solution for those part also. Okay, and first QA will be doing, after that, right, quality assurance will be doing. So to dig dive morely into the project. And QA sometimes called as a like human based checking, and QC sometimes called as a like kind of something called automated, right, automated checking. Through it can be software, through can be computer, or nowadays like it is AI, that world of artificial intelligence, right. So those kind of tools or technique can do some sort of checking, right, through which, right, they can, right, few the defect can be easily identified. Okay, any other questions? Someone pinged something. One second. Okay, is my screen is visible completely, or it's still kind of small? Okay, okay, sure. So why automation testing? So what we generally used to do in the software testing, right? So you used to create the test cases, then test scenario, test case, we execute them manually. We used to do go like system testing, integration testing, end-to-end testing, all this stuff. We used to log the defect manually. But the manual process will take time again and again and again. Suppose say today you are executing 100 test cases. So tomorrow you need to again, in case you need to execute 100 test cases, most of like 90% similar effort will be there, right? So that is the reason it is time consuming, right? And all are human being, right? We can do some mistake, right? Or also sometimes there is a project time, right? There is a timeline is very constant, limited, right? You do not have the like adequate time, so you cannot test everything. Apart from that, right, you cannot give more and more coverage. Some suppose say one particular scenario I need to go with 10 combination, means you would require 10 more times. So that is the reason, right? Sometime all the functional testing is not possible, and automation, right, testing came into the picture. So to automating the thing, so initial time you need to invest the time to design your code, right, script. But once your script is ready, right, you can run them 100 times. Even you can run them on the nightly basis, you can run them on the weekend, and in the like Monday morning you can get the result. And instead of one combination you can run them 10 combination, because your script is ready, you will just vary the data. So that is the way in the real time benefit. Initially you need to invest the time, but after that you'll be getting the real time benefit from the testing through automation testing. So what is automation testing? Instead of manually, you'll be trying to do automatically, for which you would require couple of stuff. You would require some tools, some programming language, and some relevant framework. Okay. So initial time you need to spend additional time. So that is the reason, right? Automatically, you cannot do any kind of automation immediately. Okay. So for that, there are two concepts is important. Two concept. First thing is that you need to do a POC. Here POC is not a point of contact, guys. Okay. Here POC is called proof of concept. So before starting automation, you need to first understand your application, your landscape, your requirement, right? Then you can identify which tool is suitable for your requirement. What is the right? What is the technology you can do? What is the framework you can do? Whether you can go for a license, whether you can go for a free tool. What is the your customer budget? What is the strength? All this stuff. That is will be covered as part of your POC or proof of concept. Then you will calculate the ROI, which is called return on investment. So suppose say you are having only, right, 50 test cases to execute, and 50 test cases that might take 5% day, 5 PD effort, percent day effort. Okay, but if you want to automate them, you would require 20% day effort to develop the script itself. So will you go for the automation? Because you have to, right, invest more, but you are not running anything. So you will not go. But say you need to execute those 50 test cases 10 times. So manually you would require 5 into 10, 50% day effort. But automation one time investment is that you need to develop the script, which is 10% effort. And for running the script, right, you might require 10 into 1, 10% day. So your total requirement effort is 20, but throughout manual it will be 50. So now you are saving 30% the effort. Then you can go for the automation, because your ROI, return on investment, will be more. So that is the way. Before starting your automation you need to understand this concept. Otherwise, right, until your customer is saying that no, I have to automate 100%, so I would say that until your ROI is like giving you more and more advantage, right, we generally should not go to the automation. It will depend your case to case. So what are the different thing you will be automating? So nowadays automation concept got changed a little bit. You should not automate everything. So you should automate the area where you will be like getting most and most return on investment or ROI. So that is the reason you can automate fast the sanity of the smoke suit. Because every time, every week, daily basis also you need to run them, right? So that you, in a life cycle in a year, right, you can run them 300 times, 400 times, right? In a day also you can run them 2 times to see that your basic thing is working before starting any kind of testing. You can automate the like life cycle validation testing or the build validation suite, right? So that in case something is build is deployed, you can run the end-to-end life cycle automatically, and it will certify you that there is no breakage or there is no failure in the end-to-end life cycle. Then you can go with the functional regression, right? Or test regression part is also important, because suppose say, right, you need to right perform some operation, but for which you need to create the data. So suppose say you require 100 data, but if you want to create manually, it will again time consuming. Okay, so you can automate them and you can definitely create the test data through automation code. So when you start the automation, you cannot start the automation from the day one. You can do the planning and other stuff. So you actually in the real time you should start the automation once your right requirement got freeze. In case your requirement is changing, you have did something again, it will be changing, means again you have to rework all this stuff. It is not the functional one that right during execution I can definitely like modify nullify it, but your script you are ready, right? It will not happen. So you need to automate after your requirement got freeze and your application is stable enough, then you should start the automation. And definitely there is a time crunch sometime, right? Your execution time is very less. You can ready your script and then you can run them, and you can write execute couple of thousand test cases in a couple of days, but through manual it is not possible. And whenever you need to repeat the same thing again and again and again, those part you can automate definitely, and big project also. So whenever you are automating something, right, you need to right consider a couple of aspects, that what kind of technology is to be automated. Can you go for the free or open source tool or the license cost tool? How much training is required for your like employee to get adequate with the tool, technology or the platform, right? Does the tool will meet your current requirement or not, right? And these are the different thing you need to consider, and based on that you need to suggest your tool accordingly, your framework accordingly, your kind of environment or testing environment accordingly. Then just like the SDLC or the bug or defect lifecycle, similarly automation testing also will be having lifecycle. It does not matter what tool you are really using. So first will be planning, then design, then enhancement, then your debug or running the thing, and then analyze the report. Okay, in the planning phase, you will analyze the requirement, you will analyze the application, right? You will identify the test case, what test cases you need to automate first. So test cases you will be getting from the functional team only, whether it's a sanity, whether it's a regression, whether it's a function, all these test case you need to go through. You need to identify your query, you need to inspect that whether the thing is automatable or not, what are the pros and cons, all this stuff. Then you will be designing, starting that thing designing of the automation script. You will create the library, page library. You will create the reusable component. Why? Suppose say I'm just giving a simple example. You need to right test any website, say e-commerce website. What are the features of e-commerce website? You need to log into the system, you need to search some product, you need to add the product to the cart, you need to make the payment, you need to get the product to your home. After that, in case you are not satisfied, you will be returning the product. That is the way your e-commerce life cycle happen. But some of the steps come on. You need to log in. First, your after that you need to search the product. You need to go to the card. So for this part, you can create reusable component. So in case some steps changes, some screen changes, you can modify only one places, and everywhere, right, wherever that component right in the script is using, automatically modified. Otherwise, everything, in case you are having a single step 1000 place, you need to change 1000 place, and you can do some mistake. That is the reason in the real time you should go with the reusable component creation, and you can call those components so that automatically in case update only one time and it will automatically reflect it. Then the design a test script using element locator. Element locator I will discuss in today. What are element locator? There might be different kind of field like checkbox, radio button, image, all this stuff. So you can create it. Like you can identify the element locator. You can start designing it. Then you will enhance your script. So as of now, you just already kind of create the script for end-to-end process, but it is not your objective. You need to add your assertion point at the verification point, right? So that you can get to know that whether it's working expected or not. In case it's not working, it will fail that step, and after that you can analyze and you can log the defect. You need to parameterize, right? Same test case you can run into different variation of the combination, so you need to do the parameterized testing or the data driven testing. In case any kind of error is coming from the outside, you need to handle them. So that is the reason exception handling is really required in automation script. After that, right, you can make them ready, you can debug your code, you can run them, you can see any kind of error is still there, syntax error is there, output is coming properly or not. Then in the real time environment you can run them, you can publish the report, right, you can analyze the report, and you can log a defect if required. So that is the way your automation lifecycle will work. So for the automation, there will be a lot of tools will be available. In case I want to talk about the UI testing, there will be a tool called EFT or the like or then Selenium, RFT, Tosca, Silk, all this stuff. In case you want to go for the API testing, you can go with Postman. There are a lot of other tools. Hope you have all this tip is there. In case you want to go for the mobile testing, it will be APM. Okay, so few tools are free tool, few tools are license based tool. So you need to understand your customer requirement, whether they can provide the licensing cost or not. Then you can go for the tool, license tool. But definitely in case you are going for the license tool, it will be having more advantage because you are giving the license to the company, right? They will be having some additional features. But in case you are going for the free tool, sometimes you have the additional feature you not be there, you need to integrate it, you need to create your own code, right, to get it. A lot of some inbuilt framework is there like TestNG and JUnit, right, which can support your tool along with the framework. Then what are the component of Selenium? So initially Selenium came with the first, which is called Selenium IDE. IDE is nothing but the integrated data environment. It was simply playback, so record and playback mechanism, and you can just add some assertion, but that was not good. After that, Selenium RCO remote control came, which is known as Selenium 1, which is the first Selenium tool which allows user to use the programming language in creating complex test cases. Yeah, Puspa. Hmm. Yes, so the thing is that, so in case of agile part, right, what we'll do, okay, we'll be going in the sprint mechanism, okay. So you know, right, every sprint you can do it, a few of the automation in case requirement is not freezing. But yeah, I could say that we'll go in the isolated module, right, for the functional aspect standpoint, and then in the next iteration, right, we can see whether those are running or not, we can fix them. And similar way, every sprint we can update the existing, along with we can create our new also, or sometime we can integrate also. Suppose say initially it was like requirement A and then B came, then C came, sometime we can integrate also A, B, C as well. So that is the way we need to handle it. Okay, in case the customer or want to work in that way. But otherwise in the generic also, right, suppose say you are having total 20 sprint altogether, maybe throughout 1 year journey. Okay, so nowadays definitely automation initial time, right, automation can team automate something, and that can be as a benefit for beneficial for the next sprint as well. But sometimes the real time practices also, right, in case it's a big project, right, better to go for 3 or 4 for after automation team used to join after a couple of sprint over, so that at least basic requirement will be stable. Because automation team also will be having some time taking, right? It cannot automate the thing in day one itself. It might take 2 or 3 month or 4 month journey. Okay, so initially what they will do, they will try to create the reusable component instead of automating real time anything. Okay, and then once the basic thing is ready, then they will try to create, go for the execution test case wise. So that is the way, but it is a very kind of tricky question. Sometimes it is not possible to answer properly, but that is the way, right, you need to deal with. Okay, it will depend based on your customer requirement, based on the budget, based on the other constant as well. Yeah, I mean stable means it is not 100% stable, it is at least some sort of stability. Okay, so right, in case your requirement, there's a kind of matrix called, right, requirement stability index, right? You already know. Okay, so in case requirement stability index is very very kind of volatile, right, your project in very very tremendous danger situation, right? In case it is functional testing as well. So, okay, in case something is coming, right, something might come as a CR or change request, that is different story, but you should having some stability, right? Means stabilized requirement, and what are the requirement is getting added, deleted or removed. So that ratio should not like cross much. Okay, it should be within the range of 1.05 or something like that. Means first is number of baseline requirement plus number of modified plus deleted plus added divided by number of baseline requirement. So it should be within a range of 100, 1.10. Otherwise your project might be in danger. So that is the reason, in case those things are happening, we need to create the risk, proper risk, okay, in place to avoid any kind of problem or trouble down the line. Okay, so Selenium RC I told, then Selenium WebDriver came, which is through which, right, you can directly communicate with the browser, different browser. It can be like Edge browser, it can be Safari browser, it can be kind of Chrome browser, Firefox browser, etc. And then now, right, Selenium RC and WebDriver integrated to Selenium 2, 3, and nowadays 4 is available. Okay, so still like for a few, I mean, most of us did not work. So 3.15, I think that is the version, is a stable version for most of us. Okay, 4 just came into the market, but like, I mean, I also did not work much on the 4. Yeah, so there little change is there, but like still it will depend, because thing is came new also only. And Selenium Grid, in case you want to do the parallel testing on the distributed testing, then you can use the Selenium Grid. What is the concept of the parallel or distributed testing? Means, right, you can operate the thing from multiple systems. Okay, in case you are having three systems, you can parallelly run the execution from three systems. So that is the way Selenium Grid will help you to access different machine, right, from different browser version, different combination, and you can execute parallelly. What are the advantages of Selenium? Selenium is open source tool and there is no license cost. Selenium support different programming language, like starting with Java, C Hash, Python, Ruby, Perl, PHP, etc. It can, right, you can work with Selenium with different operating system like Linux, kind of Windows, Mac. It support different browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera. Right, Selenium also can be, you can do in the mobile testing as well. Selenium Git support in parallel testing. Selenium you take less hardware. Some challenges also there, because it is a free tool. There will be no proper vendor support will be there. There is no object repository concept because it is a free tool. Right? In case you want to read and write the data from the external sources, you need to take help from the other configuration on the framework. Right? And definitely you need to learn the programming language, because Selenium work with different programming language. So you need to learn it, right? Web service sometime it cannot be automated through Selenium. So out of Selenium, all these concepts, so Selenium WebDriver is integrated nowadays. 4 versions also available. So Selenium WebDriver support different browser, different operating system, different programming language. It is faster than other Selenium component like RD or RC, right? Through it, you can do the parallel test execution with the help of like different inbuilt framework called JUnit or TestNG, which I'll be covering in the upcoming last few sessions. It support error-driven testing, means same test case you can execute again and again with different variety of the data, and it control the browser by your programming. Okay, I will take a pause again. Any questions? So, are you getting the thing or getting any interest or not, guys? Okay, so you should have some question. Okay, otherwise, right, it will be boring session only. Okay, so I will take the pause. Sorry. Ha ha ha. Yes, 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 yeah. Ha ha. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So no need to be shy, right? You should ask the question properly so that I'll be happy also to answer your question because you need to learn the thing. It is not only just you joining the courses, right? And you are just spending the time. You need to learn it. That is the objective. Okay. So you need to, I mean, hear it. You need to ask your question for any kind of clarification, right? I will repeat it again. No worry. Okay. So and after that you need to go through the documentation. All the document I will share it, all the sample code I will share it, and recording you will also get to know, right? For any kind of, right, you can go through multiple times. Okay. Okay, Dipti, Namrata, Shahid, any other questions? Okay, cool. Okay, then we'll go to the actual Selenium part. Okay, so what is the precondition required for Selenium WebDriver? First thing is that you need to install Java in your system. It can be Mac system, it can be Linux, or it can be Windows. That does not matter. So first you need to understand your configuration of the system. So there will be right thing called my PC in case you are using Windows. Okay, so you can right click here and you can go to the properties and you can get all the details of your system. What is the configuration all about? You could see the desktop, what is the RAM, what is the 64-bit or 34-bit, right? Whether it's a Windows, right? What is the version? All this stuff you can get to know, right? That is the way you can get to know system properties. Then you need to install Java or JDK. JDK is nothing but the Java deployment kit. So this is the path you can go through. Okay, so if I open this path, right? Okay, so it will look like that. Okay, not that one. So this is the first one, and you can install any version, right? Nowadays I think JDK 121 also available. Okay, you can go with JDK 17 also. So if you go here, you could see JDK 20, 21 or JDK 7, right? You need to go to your based on your like OS. In case you are using Linux, Mac, you need to go here. In case you are using Windows, you need to click here, and you need to click on that option X64 installer. It will download it. After that, it will open. You need to sign into the Oracle site with your credential. In case you do not have the credential, you need to go for that one. And after that, it will be downloaded and it will be added to your right C drive. Okay. So that part you can try, or I will help you. So just that is the thing you need to download. So after download, it will looks like that. Okay, this is the way. You need to double click and you need to simply go next, and accept. And you need to, after opening, you need to create your Oracle account, and after that, you need to sign it up. After that, you simply just it will automatically download. No worry. Then if you go to your C drive, yes, tell me. Haha. Yeah, yeah, that will work, not be a problem. Yes. So it will look like that, right? In case you already installed JDK 19 or 21 or 17 or whatever version, it will look like that JDK. So after installing, what you need to do, you need to take that path, right? JDK path, copy it, simply copy it. Okay. And we need to go to the my computer, right? My PC, go to the properties. Okay, make a note. Okay. You need to go to the system, advanced system setting, right? There will be a tab called advanced. Then you need to go to the environment variable. Then you need to create a variable called java underscore home, and you need to give the path. How you need to create it? This is the called, there's two section. One is user variable, one is system variable. So here in case it is not there, you need to create a new one. You need to give name called java underscore home, right? And you need to give the path here, and you need to click on OK. So already here, that is the reason I did not created it. That is the first step. Then there's a path variable available. You could see there's a path variable. You need to open it. It will be automatically created in your system. And you need to click on the new, and you need to give the path till the bin folder. Okay. Here you can give and click on the bin folder, and that complete path you need to give in the system variable or environment variable section, new, and that one. You could see that is already available here, right? JDK bin. Okay. Anything. you can do. So these two things you need to do the setting. After that, once it is available, how you can check whether your thing already installed or not? So you can go to your desktop, you can press Windows R, and you can open your command prompt, CMD, type it in the run, and you can open your command prompt. Right here, you can give Java space hyphen version. You could see it is already installed, and this is my latest version. So that is the way you can check that the Java is installed and configured properly or not. Okay. Then you need to install the Eclipse IDE. You can have anything. You can have IntelliJ. Sometimes you can have Visual Studio. You can have Eclipse. Those are the little IDE available primarily. Okay, in Selenium, IntelliJ also possible in case you are going for right. C has Selenium with C has you need to use like Visual Studio. In case you are using Selenium with Python, you can use PyCharm or PyTest like that. These are different kind of IDE available. But here you can go with the Selenium with the Eclipse, not be a problem. Okay. So what you can do, you can go to the URL, right? Already mentioned here. This is the URL for Eclipse. Okay. Once you open this, I already open it. This is the Eclipse, right? So here you need to first use that one. Eclipse IDE for Java developer. And in case you are using Windows 64, Mac or Linux. Simply click it and download it. It will not be taking any problem. You need to go next, 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 and you need to give some path wherever you want to store it, right? And you need to finish it. After that, it will look like that. Some shortcut might be created, it will look like that. So in the first time, you could see Java developer 2022 version I have done. Okay, and first time you need to give some workspace, means whatever project you'll be creating, right, you need to save somewhere. So you need to give the workspace some config, some path anywhere, right, in your any drive or right, or maybe desktop also. Okay, then you need to open it. So Eclipse will be open, and after opening, right, you could see initial time you need to give the workspace. Now my workspace already set, so I need to refer the workspace, so automatically I can view all my project. You can create a new workspace as well, not be a problem. Okay, and launch. So your Eclipse will be open. So this is the second thing. First is Java, Java setup, like library, in variable setup. Then you need to open the Eclipse. Then third thing is that you need to, right, download the Selenium jar file. Okay, without the jar file, we can also execute, not be a problem. I will show you. Okay, in the last couple of session. So you can create a Maven project instead of Java, and where you can add the dependency instead of jar file download. Okay, so Selenium jar file, this is a site already given in that URL. You can open it, this site, selenium.dev.download, and all the artifact related to Selenium you can get it from here. Okay, any kind of changes is there, you can get it. Then you can go with the previous release. Okay, and we can go with any kind of latest release like 3.45 or 50.15, because that is the best one we can use. I'm planning to create some video on the 4 because that like came last 1 year. Okay, and in case you want to work Selenium 4, then you can refer this part. But I mean only maybe 5% 2% difference, that's all. Okay, so you can like use that is the best stable version 3.14.9. Okay, and you can just simply download the jar file. So this is the jar file, Selenium Server Standalone 3.14.1.59 jar file. Simply just click on that, automatically downloaded. Once downloaded, it will look like that. Okay, you could see this is the jar file. This is symbol like the cup symbol with some pepper is coming. Okay, this is symbol from Java also like that, right? You will be getting that one download. You can download anywhere in browser, any of the drive or your desktop as well. So that is the third thing. Fourth thing is that in case, right, as of now, in case you want to execute the thing in your Safari browser, Chrome browser, the Firefox browser, you would require the relevant driver to be installed. Okay, so because my Chrome is having some problem, it upgraded and I need to replace with the new driver. So that is the reason I am not able to show you the Chrome. But in the next session I will show you the Chrome. But today I will cover it with the Firefox. Okay, so this is the Firefox browser, right? You can download in case it's not downloaded from the Google simply. You need to know the version of the browser. Okay, how can you go to know, right? There's a three line item there. You can go here, you can go down, you can click on the help, and you can go to the about, right? You can get the version. What is the version? 122, latest version. So now you need to install the jar file. So that is the site for Gecko Diver. Okay, you can go to the site. Chrome Diver, I will cover it next session, no worry. You can go to that version, right? And automatically you will be getting all this stuff. So here, in case it is related, this is the version for the Gecko Diver, sorry, Firefox driver. Okay, so you can get to know here. You could see, right? Firefox 121 onward, sometime that version will be applicable. Okay, this already mentioned for which version, right? It will be till applicable might be 102 to 200 to 121. That is the way you can get to know. Okay, what version will be applicable for which one. So this is the last latest versions will be work like more than for 121 and 122. You can download that one. So it will be based on your system configuration. In case you are using Linux, you need to download it. In case you are using, right, Windows, so there's only one options available, Win32. It will work for both Windows 32-bit machine and Windows 62-bit machine. So if you click here, it will be downloading. After that, once it is downloaded, Gecko driver, okay, you could see there's a Gecko driver, right? That particular thing is there. You can just copy and paste it in your any of the driver. Okay, this is my Gecko driver. Now you can go with that. So my four configuration is done. Java is required, Eclipse is required, and then my jar file I need to download, and then I would require the driver for my relevant browser. In case it is a Firefox browser, it will be Gecko driver. In case it is a Chrome browser, it will be Chrome driver, like that. So this is the fourth thing I need to first down do it. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, tell me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. That part I'll cover it. Okay. Okay, because today I also need to download it in my that system. In the system, no IntelliJ is there, so I will try to cover it in the next session, or maybe next to next session. That IntelliJ part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes some people also use Visual Studio also. So there is no kind of limitation that you cannot do anything with any of the ID. Okay, you can do it. Okay, so this is the for preconception. Now what you need to do, I need to write some script. I need to execute it. Okay, first start with that. So after you are opening the Eclipse, okay, so there will be nothing will be there in the project explorer section. Everything will be blank because you are starting from the new. Because I have created a lot of project, that is the reason is there. So in case you can create a new, and you can create a Java project. File, new, Java project. So first you need to create a project. Be remembered. First you need to create a project. So you can give something called Jan 2024 Selenium training batch. Right? Okay. And you can select an environment here, and you can click on next, and you can click on finish. So your project will be created. You could see, right? Jan 2024 Selenium batch. The Java library will be automatically added because you are creating a Java project. So you can get to know everything in the Java session. So first two session will be Selenium part, where you would not require much knowledge on Java. Okay, but after that I'll cover all the Java, then we'll go for the advanced Selenium one. You need to expand the SRC, but nothing will be there. You need to create a first package, project, and then package. Right click here on the SRC folder, click new, and then click on the package. So you can give something called training, okay, and click on finish. Then you need to create a class. So project, package, and then into the package you can create a class. In the src folder you can create multiple package, and in a single package you can create multiple class as well. Okay, so class, so say session 1. Okay, in case you are creating a Java class, you need to select the public static void main method. I'll cover it. What is all this stuff? You no need to worry about right now anything. Okay, so you can get to know in the Java everything from the scratch. No need to worry at all. So you need to just remember that public static void method and main method is required now. In case you are creating a Java class and you want to execute any program. Okay, so here in case you want to, this is called console window in the Eclipse, right? So in case you want to type something, you can write here SYSO. Then you can press Control spacebar. Automatically it will populate the system for printing out something in the console. System.out.println, I will cover it. What is all this stuff also? Okay. What is the importance of SYSO method? What is the importance of main method in session 3? So just keep some patience. Otherwise, it will be confused altogether. And here, in case you want to print something, you need to give double quote, because double quote is symbol for string. Okay. And in case of numeric value, you can give some without double quote. Those part will be also part of the Java. So say my first Selenium code, right? And you can run the code. How you can run it? Right click here. There is an option called run as Java application. Okay. Now you could see that will be displayed here, right, in the console. My first Selenium code, because that part you want to, that string you want to print it in the console. Apart from that, right, there is an option called run session, right? You can run it also from here. You could see that is also being displayed. So now this is a generic code, but there is nothing integrated for Selenium WebDriver. This is the Java code I have written. I am trying to execute it. Okay. So in case I want to run something in my browser, in my Firefox browser, then what are the code I need to run? You can comment it out this code instead of removing. So in case it's single line, you can simply give double slash. You could see now the color got changed. Means that color, the code will be available, but code will not be considered for execution. Now if you run the code, it will give you the blank result, because one line code is there, but that is being disabled from the execution, means commented out. You could see output is blank. Okay, now I will try to just open any browser, right? Open any kind of URL through my browser. Okay, so that is the reason I want to write the code. So for that, you need to integrate the Selenium jar file first. So you already installed Java, you already opened the Eclipse. So those two part done. Third part, you need to associate Selenium jar file, whatever you have download as part of a third step. Okay, now what you can do, you can select the project, you can right click here, you can go to the properties, and there is an option called Java build path, and you could see here there is an option called add external jars, right? You can select your jar file and you can open it, and you can apply and close. So now your jar file, Selenium jar file, you could see added, and it is now visible in the reference library. You could see. So apart from Java, whatever extra additional jar will be adding, those will be added in the reference library. Initially, it was not there. Means now it is associated to your project. So that is the reason. In case you are creating any package or class, automatically all the package or class can get that parent, right, packages. They can access the parent libraries or the jar file. So my third step is also done. Now my fourth step, I already installed that, right, Gecko driver browser. But I want to now initiate a Firefox browser. So what are the settings I need to do? So here I need to type something called system. System is a predefined class in Java. Okay, if you press dot, so sorry, system, right, is a predefined class in Java. So every class, there will be lot of methods. Okay, so you can slowly understand what is class, what is method, all stuff. No need to worry. Okay, right now no need to give all this focus for now. Okay, I mean, within third or fourth class, you will be getting to know, because few of the thing I cannot complete in a single day. It will take some time, and right, for first four class, you need to concentrate so that you will be getting the synchronization between Java and Selenium. System is a predefined class. If you press dot, right, it will give you all kind of methods available in the system. So there is a method available called system.setProperty. Okay, that is the method. You could see there is two uh, pair. One is called key and one is called value, right? This method is having key and pair combination, right? Key and value pair combination. That is called pairing. So you need to give the key and the value. So what key you need to give it? In case you are using for the Firefox browser, it will be fixed always. Within double quote, you need to give WebDriver dot. In case it's Firefox driver browser, it will be Gecko.driver. Gecko.driver. That is the key you need to give always. In case you are using Chrome browser, you need to give WebDriver.chrome, CHROME.driver, right? So that is the way you need to give it. WebDriver.Gecko.driver for Firefox, in case it is a Chrome, WebDriver.chrome.driver. And here you need to give the path of the exe file, whatever you have downloaded. So I will give double quote again. So how will get the path? I will simply go to that Gecko driver. I will right click here and I will go to the properties. You can see this is the path, right? This is the simple path. I'll copy it. I don't need to write anything. I'll just paste it. So now single quote will be converted to double quote. And this is the path. But I need to give the name of the file as well. So what is the name of the file? This is the name of the exe file. Then what is the extension? This is the extension .exe. So I need to give that one. That will give me complete part. And I need to end with semicolon, because every line of code in Java with ends with semicolon. Now my first line is completed. System is the class from Java. Set property is a method. In method means, right, it will try to operate something. From the class, it is a behavior or it's a right thing. It will try to actions I want to perform. Okay, this is the key and value pair combination. So what is the key? WebDriver.Gecko.driver, it is a fixed only, and value is the path. In case you are storing in any of the driver, you can just give the path completely and then slash slash the name of the file and the extension of the file. That's all. Next, second line of code, I need to write it. So I need to call the interface. It's called WebDriver. WebDriver, that is the interface available in Selenium. I'll create an object or instance driver equal to new. For Firefox browser, Gecko driver, it will be Firefox browser. Firefox driver. I think F will be mol. So WebDriver is the interface, and Firefox driver is a class in Selenium WebDriver jar file. But as per the Java, you cannot create an object or instance for the interface. Slowly you can get all the concept. Okay. So what is the class and what is object? I'm just giving a simple example so that you can get some clarity. So say I'm saying something called animal, right? So that is called a class. Okay. But actually animal does not have any valid. It is not valid, right? Animal. If you got someone element, you could not identify what is this all about. Okay. But in case I am saying that it's a lion, it is a dog, it is a cat, right? It is a kind of anything, right? Tortoise. Then I can say that no, it is this kind of stuff. So that is called object, right? So class is logical part where object is physical and logical existence as well. Okay. So a collection of object will create a class, whereas a class can have similar kind of object all together. So why I need to create an object? Because class will not be having all this stuff together. Okay. And in interface is that it's an abstract class. Okay. Whatever method will be there, right? Okay, so I'll cover it in the Java session. So it will be having 100% abstract in nature, means in a method there can be have some body. It can work and without a body as well. So those part you just try to focus on and no need to focus. But in Java concept, you cannot create an object or instance for the interfaces. You can create an object or instance for the classes. So you cannot create an object or instance directly for the interface. That is the reason here we are taking help from the Firefox driver class, and WebDriver is the interface. So now you could see some error messages there, right? Why? Because this particular code here, the editor is not able to understand what is WebDriver and what is Firefox driver, because those are not from the Java it is coming. It will be coming from the Selenium WebDriver jar file. So I need to import the relevant packages. So you need to click here and you need to see for Firefox driver, we need to import it from that org.openq.selenium Firefox packages. And then I also need to import that WebDriver interface from the org.selenium packages. So this will be coming from the Selenium. Now you could see one error message gone, but there is some yellow mark warning message. Why it is? You could see the value of the local variable driver is not used. This is the variable or object, for instance, I've created. I did not use it anywhere, but that is not logically problem. It will not throw any error, but it is warning you that you've created the object or instance, but you did not use it anywhere. Now I will try to use it. So I can, after opening, I can maximize it. So driver dot window, sorry, driver dot manage. Okay, this is the method coming from the WebDriver. You could see this is the coming from where it is coming. This is the coming WebDriver, and under WebDriver there will be options, right? Thing, and from where manage is coming. Then manage dot window. Again, window is coming from the options. Option is coming from the WebDriver only. Dot maximize. You could see now maximize from where it is coming from the window, right? But what is return type? Return type is void, means it will not return anything, any output at all. It will simply do the action. So thing. Then after maximizing, I want to import some URL into the page. Divert dot get. You could see now what is get all about. It is coming from the WebDriver interface. Return type is void again. It will just simply act the operation, and then, right, it will try to get some string as an argument. So string means the URL, because it will be string only, right? Alphanumeric character might be there. So suppose say I want to open some page for maybe Facebook, right? So you can just simply here write it here Facebook. So you can convert it to English. Okay. Then you can simply copy it. So the whole URL you need to give it. In case you are giving Facebook URL, it will not work. You need to give the HTTP or HTTP part as well. Now you could see. Now this your first line of code is ready. Now you can simply run it. What will happen? It will first launch the Firefox browser. It will maximize the browser. It will launch the Facebook URL there. That's all. So this is the operation it will perform. You could see it's maximized, and now it is opening the Facebook page through my code. So that is the way, right? I write my first Selenium code. So what are the things required? I need to install Java. I need to install Eclipse. I need to install Selenium jar file. I need to have my driver based on my specific browser version, because driver will vary from your browser version to version. So today your browser some driver is working, tomorrow it will not. Why? Because tomorrow after your browser version might get changed. So that thing also happened with me. Okay, I tried maybe 15 minutes back, so I thought that I will give it with Chrome, but my browser version got changed, and whenever I download it, it's not working. So I need to debug why it is not working. So I thought that then again I checked that Firefox is working. So this kind of problem, because my system got restarted. Okay, whenever I practice it was working fine completely. After I restart, my browser version got in like change from the latest 121 to something 123 like that got changed. And now the old thing is not working. It is giving me some error. Okay. So that is the way. Every time, no need to be panic. You need to simply change your browser version, and you need to change your download your latest driver accordingly. Okay, so that is the way you can create your first script through Selenium WebDriver. So those part already mentioned here, you no need to be worried. Most of the steps already mentioned. So there are five important kind of naming convention you need to understand. So in case you are creating a class, it should be start with uppercase. In case you are creating interface, it should start with uppercase. It should be objective format also. In case you are creating any method, it should be lowercase. Any variable it should declare with lowercase. Any package also it should start with lowercase. So that is the way you could see here. I have created some class with the uppercase. Packages I have given lowercase. The driver variable I also started with lowercase. So that is syntax. Because in case you are working for a customer or a company, you need to follow some protocol, called coding standard. Okay. Then only, right? Why you need to follow the coding standard? Because you are not the only one person, right? There might be 5-10% can work on the same project, right? And suppose say today you already working for the project, right? You can move to other company or other project, and again you are come back to the project. But in case you are not following any strategy, right? You will not never able to understand your code also. So that is the reason you cannot do whatever you have to do. You have to follow some standard based on your organization, based on your customer, or based on the community. Okay, then it will work for other person also, and other person also can pick it up very easily. Okay, so Chrome driver I will cover it. Firefox web already told. Any questions before going to the next topics? Yes, yes, yes. That part I will share it. Everything. All the PDF version and the code also I will share it. No worry. No, no, ID you don't need to install anything, right? So not Selenium ID, right? It will be Eclipse ID. Yes, yes, yes. Selenium jar file, right? Yes, Selenium dev.journal, right, right, right. I already showed you, right? There is an option called download, and then you can go here, right? That option called not ID, not ID. Okay, it will be previous release. No, no, ID is the IDA version, na old one, na. That is the ID, but that is the called WebDriver for Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and you can go with that 3 point any version. Okay, I will not propose for 4 now because those are like you can better is 3.1, 4.159, and you can go with that one. Selenium server standalone. Okay, always be remember. Okay, don't go for other. Yeah. Yes, yes, you can store it anywhere. You just simply just down. Only you need to associate only one time, na. Wherever you are keeping, right click here, go to the properties. You need to associate only one time. Java build path, add external jars. So you can keep the your kind of path, right, wherever you have kept, and you can select it. Uh-huh. Hmm. No, 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 it will not. You need to do it. Okay, for Selenium part, there's an option called for Maven. Okay, that you can add the dependency automatically. What will happen? It will automatically remove the old jar files, and it will automatically add the new jar file. But for the browser driver, you have to do it by your own. There is no other any tool is available. Okay, that you need to do it. One is Selenium and other jar file. I'm talking about the jar file. Okay, and there is another thing is called driver. Driver you need to always do by yourself manually. Okay, But for the jar file, because here we are creating a Java project, that is the reason in case you want to go for 4, 5, anything is coming, you need to remove it and you need to add it new one, right? For Java project. But there is a Maven project available. I'll be showing you in the last couple of session, through which there is a instead of jar file download manually, you need to give the dependency. So suppose say for browser 4, there will be dependency name will be about 4 point something, right? So automatically what will happen? It will automatically download that 4.1 version in your project. Suppose say tomorrow it got changed to 4 5. So you can just simply change the name of the Maven project dependency called 5. Okay, so automatically what will happen? It will remove the old 4 and it will download the 5 again in your system. So you don't need to do manually. No, 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 no. In most of the Selenium methods are available are WebDriver interfaces only. Okay, just like the maximize, just like the get, all the method it will be coming from Selenium WebDriver interface. That is the reason, right? So you are just creating the object or instance of the variable, and with the variable you are calling all the method from the WebDriver interface. Yeah, Selenium jar file is having, if you expand it, right? Whatever packages it mentioned, right? All the packages will be coming from here only. You could see, right? This is the packages. This is called package, right? This is the packages, right? Here you could see org.openqa, right? If you type here org.openqa, you could see. So org.openqa.selenium, right? Something called available. So org.openqa.selenium. Yes, you could see now. What is open code Selenium? And this is the Firefox browser, right? How you can understand there's an interface or thing, right? It will be mentioned, right? Whether it's interface, it will be mentioned called I, or there's a class, it will be mentioned called class, all this stuff. That is the way you can get to know. You could see all the method are there, right? These are the method, right? Within that one. Okay, this is the class, right? You could see dot class, WebDriver. WebDriver is the interface, you could see I, right? Don't confuse with the dot class extension. You could see there's a I option, right? If you expand it, you could see there's an option called I. And if you expand it, you could see all the methods available. What is the importance of the method? You can get to know, right? Navigation, get title, all this stuff. Yes, because all the method you'll be getting it from the WebDriver interface. So that is the thing you need to create an object or instance for the WebDriver. Then you can call those method. Yes, because those are coming from the jar file and from the relevant packages, right? Because jar file will consist lot of packages. In the packages, lot of classes interface will be there. In the classes and interface, lot of methods will be there. That is the hierarchy. Right, WebDriver, right. Corresponding browser driver. Mm, yes. Yes, right, 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 right. Any other questions? Are you able to understand, guys? So I'm very slow because this is the very technical part. So you need to understand the concept. Okay, it is not like that, right? You have to remember everything because it is not possible for me also to remember everything. But if I know the process or the steps, then I can definitely write the code. So that is the way that you should be writing the code because you'll be writing 1000 line, 100 line, 500 line code. It is not possible to remember everything. But you need to know how it is happening, from where it is coming, how what is the approach you'll be taking to write the code. Then you can write the code. So no need to remember anything. But yeah, system.configuration, that part it will be common. System.set property, right? We would have a dot like Gecko.driver and the path of the driver. But otherwise, you will be just calling them. You can definitely get all the method, right? And then that is the reason I will cover, right? What are the different methods available in the WebDriver slowly, and you can get to know the usage of those method as well. So then it is locator. So what is locator? In any of the web page, you'll be finding lot of different kind of kind of options. It can be web images, checkbox, radio button, web edit box, right? Link, hyperlink, frame, table, etc. But you need to understand, right, how you'll be interacting with these different kind of element. Okay. So locator can be termed as an address that identifies a web element uniquely within the web page. Locator are the properties of the HTML properties of the web element. So locator will be common across browser. It does not matter whether you are using Edge browser, Safari browser, Chrome browser, the Firefox. It will be common. Okay. So there are diverse range of element available on web page. So how you need to identify the element first? So you need to open any browser. Suppose I have opened the Facebook page, right? You need to open the page. You need to right click here. You need to go to the inspect button. Otherwise, you can press F12 button from your keyboard. F12. Okay, you could see there is an option coming called, right? Select an element in the page to inspect it. You need to inspect. That is called inspect button. You need to select it and you need to mouse it hover and you need to identify, right, for any of the options. Suppose I want to add some value in the email field. So what is the email field all about? So tag. It is first will start with tag. Tag will let you know what is this field all about. Okay, so input is tag means it will type will be input field. What is the type? It will be text field type, and these are the different identifier through which you can identify the element, but not all, because Selenium does not understand all type of attribute. That is called attribute and that is called value. So ID is attribute and value is email, and first one is right within that bracket. It will be called tag. So in case it's the input tag, you can get to know whether it might be a checkbox, radio button, right? Or maybe a text field. In case it's a div, it will be treated as table. In case the tag name is starting with imgsrc, it will be image. In case tag name is starting with select, right? It will be a drop down box. So that is the way slowly you will be learning what is the significance of each and every tag. Okay, now there's an option if you want to copy it, you can copy and you can copy the element and you can paste in some notepad. So you can get to know all the properties of that particular field called email field. Okay, tag input type text, class is this, mail is this, ID is this, this is attribute and this corresponding value data, all this stuff. But Selenium will not understand everything. There are kind of different element locator 8 is available in Selenium through which you can do the operation to identify the element first and then you can perform the operation accordingly based on the element type. Okay. So ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, XPath and CSS. So in case you want to identify the element with the ID, it will be driver, then find element method by dot ID and the corresponding ID value. Similarly, same. So driver is nothing but the object or instance of the WebDriver. Find element is nothing but the method available in the WebDriver. By is the predefined class in Selenium. ID is the element locator, ID name, class name, tag name, all this stuff, and that is the corresponding value. So in case something is available, you can go with that. In case it's a link, you can go with link text or partial link. Link text means you need to give the full text of the link. Partial means suppose the link is very big, you can give the unique partial part so that it will work. And in case still you are not able to identify the element by any means, any of the six, you can go with CSS or XPath. System will give you some default CSS or XPath, but there is an option to create your own customized XPath CSS. So that I'll be covered in the next session. You can get the complete visibility in the next session about this attribute, all the different element locator. Suppose say by ID, I want to identify element, right, the email field, and I want to add some value because this is a text field. Okay. So what I'll do after opening the page, what I need to write here, driver dot find element by dot id and corresponding value of the id, right? So similar way I will write it, driver dot find element. This is the method is coming from where? It is coming from WebDriver. And what is return type? Return type web element. In case you want to return anything, but in case you want to just do the operation, you can simply do the operation. Find element here, you need to give the argument by dot, you could see now if you press dot, you could see all the things coming like id, link text, name, partial link text. So those are the different element locator techniques available in Selenium WebDriver. By dot say id, and what id I need to give it. So what is the id of this field, email field? Id equal to email, right? That I can give it, and this is the email field. So there is an operation I can do it called send key. I can enter some value. So those are all be covered in today's session only. What is important of send key and other stuff. So I can give it send key. And then in case I want to add something called Haradhan 1, 2, 3, right? I can give it within the double quote and I can end with semicolon, right? Next field, again similar way. I can enter some value in the password field. So what I can do, I can go here, I can mouse it over to the password field. So you could say again input type equal to password, but type is not recognized by the Selenium. So what I can do, I can go with the name field because name is an web element locator techniques available here, name. So I can use name here instead of ID, I can use name, and I can give the value of name. What is the value of name? You don't need to worry about anything. You simply give it name attribute, that is the value pass. So that way, but that should be uniquely in that particular page. Otherwise, it will throw the error. So that part, in case it is coming some error, I will let you know how to handle those part in next session. Pass, and here you can give something called password 123 like that. Password you will not able to see though. Yeah. So just give me a minute. Yeah. Just give me a minute. Let me run the code and let's see how it is working. After that, I will let you know. It will open the page, maximize the browser, load the Facebook page, it will enter the value, email ID and password. So password you are not able to see, but if you click here, you could able to see password 123 entered, right? Which is our objective as of now, whatever line of code we have written so far. Yeah, tell me now. Then I can give it, but I have tried to give you different thing. Okay, I can it will work with ID also. It is not like that. I have tried to give you other option. So what is the ID? ID is also passed, so it will work, right? Yeah, so it will work. Let's see. Let's see whether it's working or not. It should work same way. Any element locator which should be unique in nature. That's all. Right? It work, and you could see that value entered. Right? Okay. So that is the way it will work. Similarly, you can give the class name as well. But for the class name, in case any space is there, it will not work. So that is the problem. Here you could see the class name. Some space is there, right? 6LUY underscore space, that part will not work. So that is the problem will be there. That is the reason you can go with. In case there is no space, you can simply take the class name. Not be a problem. And tag name I will cover in the next session because that is a little complicated because it will give you list of value. And in case it's a link or hyperlink, you can go with the link text or partial link text. Okay. And expert and CSS I will cover in the next session. So this is a link available. After entering the email ID password field, you need to click on the forgotten password. You could see now for the link or hyperlink, tag name will be A or anchor link. And what is the text here? Forgotten password, right? So link, I can click it, so it operation will be also click. So I can simply go driver dot find element, right, by dot link text. So I can give the complete link of the text, right? And then I can press dot click into semicolon. So after entering the email ID password, it will simply click on that email link, right? Forgotten password link. You could see, clicking on that, right? But in case your link is very, very big, right? So I can simply just comment it out so that it will work for the partial link as well. Driver dot find element by dot partial link text. So I can give the partial part, not the whole part, right? So that part I can move it out, right? Remove it. Partial dot click. It should still work. In case forgotten is that link text is a common, unique, right? In the page. In case those are not unique, I will cover that how to create your own Express CSS. Sometimes system defaulted part it will not also work CSS XPath also. Sometimes email ID is there, you are able to identify, but that will not work because sometimes ID can change volatile. So those are the problem you can learn in the next session. So these are the different way you can identify it. So ID, name, class name I told, tag name I will cover it, link text, partial link text. So CSS XPath I will also show you default one. So in case you don't want to create anything deep, right, you can copy it and you can option here is right available called selector. So that will give you the default selector. Okay. And in case you want to go with the default XPath, you can copy XPath. So what you can do, similarly, you can go with driver dot find element by dot XPath. You could see now I can give the XPath whatever I have copied. Okay. Problem is that might not work default part. It can work. So that is the reason I always should go with the create our own XPath or CSS. In case it's working, that is fine. Otherwise, it might not work because there are a lot of things coming, right? So it might not work sometime. Okay, I do not rely on the default one. You could see it don't work. Okay, so I know why it did not work because it is taking from the root part and that part sometimes got changed. All the problem might be happen. So that is the reason it might not work. So we'll create our own way. Sometime it might work the default CSS expert, but most of the case it did not work. Okay, we'll cover it in the next session how to deal with this, how to create our own expert or CSS. The next topic. Suppose say I want to, after opening a browser, I want to get the title or get the URL of the page, right? Get the page source. How can I get it? Let's comment out all this part. So I am opening the browser, right? So how can I get the thing? Driver dot get title. You could see I can get the title, right? It will give me the title of the page. So from where it is coming? It is coming from the WebDriver. And what is the return type? Return type is string. So I can store in some string, right? Driver dot get title I can store in something because it is giving me suggestion. Say title, that is the variable I am storing. Okay, now I can print out. So SO again and printing out title. So that is the one way. Other way, directly I can print the title. So SO or the other thing, right? Driver dot get current URL. Directly I can print it out also. That is the way. So now if I run it, so it will print out these two things. One is title and one is current URL in the console. Similarly, you can go with the page, so it will give you the complete page source of the page. Open the page, it will print you the details in the title. You could see now what is the title. That is the title, Facebook login or sign up page, and that is the current URL. So this is the importance of this method, which will be coming from the Selenium WebDriver. Web page operation in Selenium WebDriver. To return the title of the current browser, you need to use get title. To return the HTML page source of the current focused browser, you need to call the method called get page source. In case you want to return the current URL of the focused browser, you need to use the get current URL. You can directly store in some URL. Why you need to store it? In case you need to use that one 10 times, so definitely it should be stored in some variable. In case only you need to one use time, you may store, you may not store. It will depend. Then what are the most important API command for a browser in Selenium WebDriver? Right? Get part you already seen. What is the get? Right? Navigate to the intended web page. In case you want navigate to the web page, you need to use get. So that part you already seen. What is get? Right? You need to use get and you need to give the URL of the page through who you want to access it. Then you already seen manage.window.maximize, right? To maximize the Procast browser. So I did not write anything new by my own. So that is the way you'll be slowly able to sync it up everything. Whatever I am writing, you able to understand what is this all about, each and every terminology. Okay. Then what are the other thing you can do it? We can close a browser. We can quit a browser. Close means it will close only the Procast browser. In case there are multiple browser open, we can use quit. So say after opening the page, right? If I want to close the browser, so or close or quit, you can use driver.close. So it will close the browser as well after opening it. It will open the Facebook page, it will print the details and it will close it. You could see not close, right? Similarly, quit also it will quit. Okay. Then if you want to navigate to one URL to other URL, so what you can do it, let's comment it out. Okay. How you can comment all the page? So select all the line, you can go to the source, you can go to add block comment. You can comment all in a single step. So driver dot navigate dot to, you could see coming what is written is void, so it will not return anything. You need to give the string other URL. Suppose say I want to open the Google. So what is the URL for Google? That is the URL, right? I can just simply copy it and I want to go to Google. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. Driver dot navigate to Google. After that, I can forward it, right? Also forward the page, right? Just in the browser, right? Whatever we used to do it. So what is the method? Driver dot navigate, right? Back. Driver dot navigate driver dot sorry manage dot navigate dot back. Driver dot navigate dot forward to forward the page. In case sometime page is not loaded fully, you want to refresh the page. Driver dot navigate dot refresh. This is the API command, right? So you could see it will automatically do the process. But it will work very fast because it automated skip, right? It will open the Facebook page. It will open the Google page immediately. It will go back to the Facebook again. It will go back again to the Google page and it will refresh the page again. So that is the way, right? You are able to see it. But it will work very, very fast. So if you want to go for some thread time, you can also give it. So there is an option called thread. Thread is a class dot sleep. The problem is that in the real time we should not use it because it will just wait for that time. But I don't want to make my execution fast. I don't want to wait it. So say 3 I want to give it. So thread dot sleep 3 second. But as and when you are giving thread, so you need to surround to the try catch block or you need to give some throws declaration. So here you can give the exception. So similarly, every step you can give some 3 second wait time. So you can get to know that your application work a thing is happening properly. Otherwise, it will be too fast. Thread dot sleep, and you can give 3000 millisecond means 3 seconds. It will wait for 3 seconds. And in case you are giving any thread, it will you need to surround with try catch block or you need to give. You could see after 3 seconds, it will go to the Google page. After 3 seconds, it will go back to the Facebook page again. After 3 seconds again, it will go forward, right? And after 3 seconds again, it will try to refresh the page. So that is the way you can able to understand your coding part, that you are doing the correct coding and you are calling the correct method or not. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? I think 2 or 3 topics is still pending. Yeah, it is hard coded way, right? So that it will you can understand that whether it's happening or not. Otherwise, it will be do fast, na, very fast for the initial purposes. But in real time, you should not use. Why? Because it will wait for 3 seconds without any reason, right? Because suppose in case you are doing for the nightly basis, right? You don't want to wait for 3 seconds. You want to work, right? You execute fast as much as fast possible. So why you will be waiting for that? No, that part I will cover. Implicit wait, explicit, all this stuff is there. Okay. Yeah, that will be there. Yeah, similar to that, waiting something. Yeah, so that your page might be loaded, all this stuff like that. But yeah, there are a lot of options: implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait, set dot sleep, all this stuff. Okay, slowly you will able to learn it. Yeah, I told right, quit in case you are multiple browser open, suppose 3 or 4 browser open, right? You can use quit so that it will quit all the browser. Close means current focus browser, it will only close. Okay, that is the thing. Sometime interviewer might ask also. Okay, any questions then? Other? Okay, I think last two topics. Yeah. So as of now, you already seen, right, that we are doing the send key for the web edit box. But what are the different other operation we can also do for the web edit box? Okay. So simply we are doing it, right, the options or directly. But in case I want to, right, enter some value or do some operation on the say Facebook page, right, that particular email field. Okay. So what are the way I will do it? So first I will identify the field diver dot find element. What is return type? You could see it is coming from WebDriver. Return type is web element. So I can store it and similar variable I can do multiple operation, right? By dot ID, say it is the email. I am not doing any operation directly. Okay. So I will be storing in some web element. Web element is a right interface in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, I am storing suppose say email text field. That is the variable name I am giving email text. And you could see the variable is coming, so we need to import that web element from the origin or include Selenium because it is Selenium coming from Selenium. Now that part I got it. Now I can call the method send keys. Send keys is a method available in the web driver. You could see what is the important from send key. You could see to enter a value in the editable text box, we can use send keys. So I can enter some value, say, right? Then I can clear the value. Again, I will call the variable. So I no need to write all this line again and again and again because tomorrow ID change to email one. So everywhere I need to change it. So that is the reason I will create a variable so that I need to change. I only change only one place. So the remaining everywhere that variable or method will be called, right? That will be automatically updated. Dot clear. So after a send key Haradhan entered, I want to clear the value. Again, I want to enter the value that variable dot again send keys. So say Haradhan 1 2 3 4 5 like that. So that is the importance here. Okay, what are the methods available? Send keys, right, and the clear as of now. Let's try to understand. So it will open the page, it will enter Haradhan, it will clear the value. Okay, after that it will enter Haradhan 1 2 3 5. This is happening so fast. Okay, but for any kind of field, first what you need to do, you need to identify whether the field is displayed or not. Because in case it's not displayed, there is no point of right entering the value or checking whether it's enabled or not. In case it is displayed true, it will give you boolean value true or false. After that, you need to check whether the field is enabled or not. Then you can do the operation. So in the real time, that is the way. That is the reason there are two more methods available called is enabled or is displayed to check whether the field is enabled or displayed or not. So you can print it out in the console. And later point of time we can do the assertion. So that part I will cover slowly. So driver dot is displayed. Okay. Sorry, not driver. This field dot is displayed. You could see this will give you the coming from the web driver web element, right? But it will give you the boolean value true or false. Similarly, dot is enabled. Once it is displayed, we can seek enable means editable, right? then I can add the value. So it will give me true and true both. Otherwise, I cannot enter the value in case it is not displayed or enable at all. So that is the way you can validate where your thing is passing or not, right? You can check whether it is true or not without doing any manual inspection. You could see this coming as true. This coming as true. First is displayed, this is enabled, then I can add the value in that particular text field in case it's enabled and displayed at all. Otherwise, my test case will fail here only because field is not displayed at all. So I'll log the defect that field is not displayed. Field is displayed but field is not enabled. Definitely you cannot add the value then. So you will log the defect accordingly. And last one thing is that sometime you want to return the attribute, right? Suppose say attribute was there, right? In name, email, all this attribute you can return it. So how can you get it? So you can use SOISO print out this email text field, and there is a method available called get attribute. You could see here you need to give the string, and it will give you a string return type. So what is the attribute you can give? So these are the attribute, right? Not tag. Type is the attribute which will give you the value called text, right? Class ID is the attribute which will give you the value called email. So that is the way. So you can give type. So it will give you the text. So that is the way validate easily. Whether is the text field, whether is the right field value is ID equal to email, all this stuff, right? What are the other stuff is available? So you can get to know ID, right? Get to know name, what is the corresponding value, right? In case also you can get to know the data ID part, right? What is the value it will give? All are attribute. Data hyphen test ID. This attribute value also. Data hyphen test ID. Let's try to run it. Let's see what are the value is coming. You can match it easily. So for all field, right, attribute, you can get the value through your script, Selenium script. You could see the true to first is displayed enable. Then second one, what is the type here? Type is coming as text, right? Type is text. Then what is name? Email. What is ID? Email. What is data hyphen test ID attribute field? What is data hyphen test ID? Royal hyphen underscore email. You could see royal underscore email. So that is the way, right? You can get to know that after that you can do the assertion. You can add some validation point that whether is expected or not. So that part will be covered slowly. Right now, we need to focus it. Just try to understand what are the different kind of web pages, element available, and how can I interact with them. What are the different like kind of methods available in Selenium WebDriver, right? Through which I can interact with all kind of variety kind of web element. Similarly, right, there are similar way link you already seen. What are the operation you can do? We can check whether the link is displayed or not. Similar way is displayed, true or false it will give, enable or not, or for the link you already see the click method, right? With the help of the link per text or partial link text, we already use the thing. So those part you already seen, right? Dot click method. Similarly, you can check the is displayed or not, is enabled or not. Similar to it is common for any kind of most of type of field. Whether it's checkbox, whether it's radio button, whether it's a text field, right? Whether it's a email kind of link, is enabled and is displayed will be always there. Okay. So I'll recapture once more time and I'll take any question in case you are having anything. Okay, so you already seen right different topics how it will be covered in day wise. First I'll cover two topics from Selenium WebDriver, then four topics from Java, then seventh session will be again on the remaining topics of the Selenium WebDriver. 8 and 9 will be on the TestNG framework. 10 and 11 will be the like how to read and write the data driven keyword and hybrid framework, and last session will be very most important is the BDD framework. So top tier testing, there are a lot of testing will be there, starting with unit testing, then functional, right, integration, regression, and non-functional testing will go, and last we will go for the acceptance testing. After that, product will go to live in case the major defect is not there, issue not there. Seven testing principle, testing should be done from the lower level to higher level, right? Modular to the large part. It will follow the 80-20 principles. 80% defect will come from the 20% area. Testing should be right completed before it go to the production. Sometimes exhaustive testing might not be possible, so you can go with the risk-based testing. Right? Testing should be done by the independent party, and testing should be driven by the requirement or customer requirement. So manual testing, lot of kind of you cannot do with all the permutation combination, sometime time consuming, right? Sometime, right, there is a human error chances, right? Sometime like did you are not able to meet the project deadline, that is the reason you are having the higher risk in delivery. So you can go with the automation testing. So initial time your investment might be more, but once your script is ready you can get the real time benefit. So so you need to do the POC, proof of concept, and the return of investment calculation. After that, you can proceed it. You can go with the wherever it will be more and more like sanity, then regression, then build validation suite, test regression part. You can automate it, but your requirement should be stable enough, right? Your application should be stable enough, right? Then you can find out that area wherever you are requiring more and more testing. So those part you can focus it down the line. First planning, then design, then like adding the insertion point, verification point, parameterization, then the mock run or dry run, debug the code, and final run, and just generating the report and the logging the defect. There are so many tools available, license tool, free tool. So based on your project, based on your requirement, right, you can go with that. But definitely free tool will be having a lot of disadvantage. You need to create everything from the scratch, right? You need to add, integrate all the stuff. But license tool might having lot of additional features because customer support might also be there. Selenium 4 component, right, and mostly used is Selenium WebDriver, but Selenium Grid can be used for web like parallel or distributed testing. Lot of benefits. Selenium is open source tool. Selenium support different programming language. Selenium support different OS. Selenium support different browser. Yes. Some drawback is as Selenium is a free tool, right? So you cannot integrate everything. So you need to create your own custom library to integrate it. So configuration first you will require Java, then the Eclipse, any ID, Eclipse or IntelliJ, right? And Selenium jar file and the relevant driver for your based on your browser latest version. You need to create a project, then package, then the class. You need to associate the Selenium jar file to your project. You can create the code, right, to launch a browser. Then there are different kind of element locators available, right? It can be text box, like it can be image, like table, frame, etc. You need to inspect the element through the F12 button. You can right mouse it over the inspect icon to the element, and you can get to the properties. There are 8 of different element locator techniques available in Selenium. It can be ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text. In case those are not working, you can create your own XPath or CSS selector. In next session, I will cover it, how to do it, all this stuff. Divert.find element, by.element locator, element locator corresponding value. You can get the title, page source, and the current URL of the page with the help of the Selenium WebDriver methods. Right, there are a lot of API commands available to open a page, to close a page, to navigate from one page to another page, to back and forward the page, to refresh the page, to maximize the page in the Selenium WebDriver. In case you want to perform the operation on the any WebEdit box, you can check whether the field is existing or not. You can check whether the field is enabled or not. You can add the value, clear the value, and also you can for the different kind of attribute you can check the corresponding value. In case it is a link, right, you can definitely check whether the link is available or not, displayed or not, enabled or not, and also you can click on the link in case it's enabled and available. So guys, that's all from today's session. Thank you.